Hi everybody. Oh, the sun is all in my face. Well, I'm just making this video because a lot of people have asked me, like how do I keep my locks so nice and shiny and healthy looking? And I just wanted to share what I do, and I kind of make my own products, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do. Hold on, let me put this up here so that we don't have to sit the phone down. Okay. This is what I do. This is how I make my own products. I use mint. I just bought it from the store, of course. That in there. Now, mint, what mint does is it stimulates your hair growth, and it improves the circulation in your scalp. Matter of fact, most of what I'm getting ready to put in will stimulate your the cell growth in your hair, and it improves your healthy scalp, because when your scalp is healthy, then your hair is healthy. And rosemary stimulates hair growth. It does. And it has the blood circulation that stimulates your scalp. Spinach does the same thing. And I am actually boiling this. Carrots, it's got vitamin A. The carrots got the vitamin A in there with the carotene, and it helps your hair. It makes your hair healthy, shiny, and it actually prevents it from all that breakage and all of that kind of stuff. Carrots is really good for your hair. And I know a lot of people gonna be like, she done went too far. But onions have that carotene, and it produces a lot of hair growth. It's absolutely does wonders for your hair. Onions, really, it does. And I promise you, and it strengthens your hair, and it stops it from all that breakage and all that kind of stuff. It does. And I promise you, your hair will not smell like onions. I promise you it won't. Now, what I do is I let this boil, because I'm not done. But I let this boil, and I get it to a nice, boil. I get it to a nice boil where all the contents is a little bit soft, and it's got all the juices flowing through that before I add my other product. Now, what I do is I let it get to a good boil. Like, let me show you guys. Okay, like that. I hope y'all can see it. That's where all the you can see the color of it, but you can really tell when it gets. Hold on, I'm sorry, I was messing all this up. You can tell when it gets ready because your carrots are soft. Your spinach and your other stuff is, it's the color of when you like boil it and supposed to eat it. That's when I add my fruits. That's when I add my strawberries, my oranges, my fresh pineapple. Now, I don't know if you can use canned pineapples. I'm sure you can, but I just would rather have all the fresh stuff because, that's just it just be more potent, I guess. It's not all concentrated. So I add my fruit. Because berries are good. blueberries are really good for your hair. Blueberries add so much vitamin to your hair, and all of these fruits promote hair growth. And you know, we already know that vitamin C with the oranges are so good, you know, for hair growth and to protect your hair. And you know, people that don't got a problem with growing gray, it helps to prevent it. Well, it's said to help to prevent graying. I don't know if it does really or not, but you know, that's what it says it does. And I add these fruits, and I'll allow it to get to another I allow it to go to boil, but not long. I only allow it to boil for like 5 minutes, and then I turn it off, so that I turn it off so that my spray don't get liquefied. Because remember, you don't want it, you know, you want it to be like water too. You don't want it to be liquefied. You only want the fruit to have all the juices all through the water, you know, and that's what give it that. That's when people always say, oh, what you got on? You smell so good. But that's just all of those fruits. I only let it boil for like about 5 minutes or so. And it, you know, just to get the juices through the water and everything. And then after I do that, after I let it boil for a good 5 minutes, what I do is put a top on it, turn it down low, and let it simmer. Not long, maybe about 10 minutes. You don't want the water to be liquidy. You don't want the water to be heavy, because you have to remember, you're putting this in a spray bottle and you're spraying your hair every day, and then you don't want bees and mosquitoes following you either. So, you know, that's how that goes. You'll know when it's time to turn it off, because you can kind of you'll smell all the oranges, you'll smell the apples, you'll smell the fruits, the oranges, the apples, the strawberries, the blueberries, the pineapples. You'll smell it. You will smell it. And then at that point, you want to turn it down low. And then you want to, and what I do is just cover it. And just let it simmer. You just want it to simmer to get out everything that it needs to get into it. Don't simmer it too long, because like I said, when you're cooking it, it's still probably, it still gets like, you know, it'll still kind of cook. So what I do is, like, once it's simmered for a few minutes, for maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, once it's, maybe 5 minutes. Once it simmers, I turn it off. I turn it off, and the stove all the way off, and I just let everything settle. I let everything settle. Okay, now once it cools, I strained it, and you can see I strained it. See all the fruit at the bottom and all other stuff. And I put it in a little container, and then I'm ready to bottle it up, baby. Bottle it up. Still a little warm, so I won't spray my hair with it right now, and that is the finished product. And you just spray your hair daily. Just spray it, and I'm telling you, before I got these locks, I used to perm my hair a lot and everything, and it did thin my hair out a lot. So when I got these locks, I promise you, my hair has gotten so much thicker. The first time I got the locks, my locks was thin, so I kept putting wigs over it, and I was gonna change my mind and all that kind of stuff. But once I started, you know, getting into caring for my locks, I decided that, you know, I may as well get into it, because when I first got locks, I said I don't want my locks to be looking all like I don't care about my hair and it's all unkempt. I want to make sure that I keep you know, locks. So I would buy different spray, but I would look at the ingredients, you know, in the spray, and I was like, oh, that's just rosemary, mint, and onions. Oh, I can do that. I can just make that myself. And I started making the things myself, because basically, to be honest, I'm just thrifty, and I like to save money. And if I can do it myself, then why go and pay $11 for a spray bottle and then have to keep buying it every other week and all that kind of stuff, when I can just make my own? That's how I feel about it. And then I started adding the different fruits, because like I knew oranges would do vitamin C, and you know your vegetables, like your vitamin K with the carrots, you know, that's gonna add the little shine and strength. And then to be honest, when I watched that Coming to America, and Eddie Murphy had said that when he got to the barbershop, the man asked him, you know, what you got on your hair? And he said, just juices and berries. And he said, that ain't nothing but an ultra perm. I was thinking like juices and berries, so I started looking it up, and actually the juices and the berries, the strawberries and the blueberries, actually are very good for your hair. They supposedly stop it from graying so fast or whatever, and they get rid of dandruff, and it promotes strength in your scalp, the circulation in your scalp. I mean, it does a lot for it. So that's when I started adding my different fruits in there, you know, and then it makes your spray smell a little better. Now, you don't have to do all that. You can, you know, continue to buy yours. But if you really want, like, I promise you, this has done wonders for my hair. And if you really want your hair, you know, if it's thinning and you want it to get thicker and stuff, you know, you can eat all of this stuff. But I know I don't eat it. I love my fruits and veggies, but I know sometimes it gets hard to eat them every day, you know. So, I mean, you know, it gets hard sometimes, especially when you're on the go, like if you're working full time and all that kind of stuff, you know, it is hard. So that's why I put my things in a spray bottle, because I like caring for my hair. I like my locks, you know, to look like, you know, that I care about myself. So that's what I do, you know, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, but, you know, and you can try it. I promise you. All right. Goodbye, y'all. Have a blessed day.